What's up, y'all? So that's gonna be the topic. The comment that I just posted. American play a victim mentality. Changed my mind. And so y'all will be able to call me. Let's see. Let's see. How do you spell that? Where's the... All right. So if anyone wants to try to change my mind, you can download Skype and we can chit chat on Skype and see what happens. So we'll wait for some more people to try to change my mind if they want to do it. And this is just one of the few things that we will discuss. Have like an open dialogue, and I think this would be pretty cool. So whoever's on, if you want to say something, please say something. If you would like to. I'm cool. We'll just keep waiting and we'll see if anyone else comes on. If not, then we'll eventually shut it off. So we'll just sit back and wait. I don't know. Whatever y'all want to talk about right now before someone calls, go ahead and comment. So I hope everybody's doing good today. I know my day turned out pretty good. Got to meet an old buddy, an old friend of mine. Boy, he's doing good. I'm enjoying it. So the first, I just see someone just popped on. The first comment is what we are going to. That's going to be the topic: American play a victim mentality. Please change my mind. And you can call me using Skype. All you got to do is print up Cajun Auditor, and you should be able to contact me. I never used Skype before, so I have no idea how this is going to work out, or if it is going to work. If it doesn't, I will give up my cell phone number, and you can call me, and we'll have an open dialogue, and go from there. So I don't know if anyone wants to change my mind or not. This is gonna be pretty exciting if someone does call me. Let me see if I can get on this. So if y'all want to comment, please comment. Let me know who you are. Like I said, I've never used this Skype thing before, so I don't know what to do. And I do have a few other future topics that I would do. I think it'd be pretty cool. I got some pretty cool ideas. So we've been on here for 6 minutes and no one's calling me. What's up with that? Someone gotta call me. If you already have my cell phone number, you're more than welcome to call me. Come on, y'all. Someone challenge me. Someone challenge me, y'all. What's up, y'all? Please comment. Come on, y'all. Comment or call me. What's up, Russell? Well, we are doing a topic called Americans. Should have put maybe Americans play a victim mentality. Change my mind. You can contact me. If you already have my cell phone number, you can call my cell phone number. I'll put you on speakerphone and you can try to change my mind. Or you can contact me using Skype, which I've never used Skype before. And we'll do a live video chat. So News Now Phoenix, we are playing a change my mind thing. That and so the topic is the first comment: American play a victim mentality. Change my mind. You use Skype all the time. Well, if you want to contact me, it's under Cajun Auditor. I'm on my app right now. It's called Cajun Auditor. I've never used Skype before, so this is all new to me. But like I said, if you already have my cell phone number, and I think you do have it, Russell, so if you already have my cell phone number, you're more than welcome to contact me, and we'll just do a live chit chat through my cell phone number. So I'm kind of curious on how I'm gonna. It's just a teaching deal that I'm doing. That's right. So a lot of Americans play the victim mentality and be like, "Oh, it's everybody else's fault. It's everybody else's fault but mine." You know, instead of taking our own responsibilities, we want to blame other people. So basically, I want someone to try to change my mind and tell me that, try to prove me wrong, that people don't play that. Hello?
All right, you've got Russell.
All right. So go ahead and change my mind.
All right, I got shitty light here. I apologize for that.
No big deal. I have bad lighting on my side too, but it doesn't matter.
All right. So I think that not all Americans play the victim mentality. As a matter of fact, I think it's just a minority of Americans that play the victim mentality. Just the how do you say it? The beta Princess Holdo type of people.
Explain that that last word to me.
Have you seen that purple roundhouse fruit that kicked a woman at a pro-life protest? He gave her the roundhouse to respect.
No, I have not seen that video yet.
Oh, missing
out. I'm not quite up to date with everything, but
this Fruit Loop disagreed with a woman, and his answer to their political differences was trying to kick a phone out of her hand. He ended up kicking her head.
Oh, wow.
And then he tried to play the victim, saying, "I meant to kick your phone. I didn't mean to kick you. I meant to kick your phone." And he's kind of a beta male pussy. And he's a minority. He was surrounded by 5 women that called the cops, some old men that tried to stop him, but he was a younger buck, so he fucking ran off like the little pussy he was. And, he's the one guy. And there was a couple of police. When the police finally did arrive, they asked the women, "Well, what do you want us to do about it?" Lazy ass, worthless cops.
Wow.
His job fired him. You know, the hair salon he worked for, they said, "Oh no, we don't hire women kickers. We don't care how fruity he is. He's fired." But I find it as just a minority of Americans, the police that didn't want to do their job because they fear doing hard work, and the Fruit Loop there that fears a difference of opinion.
Okay, so now I have a question for you. Okay, what from 1% to 100%? What's the percentage? Do you believe Americans actually play the mentality?
Ooh, I'd say it's a very noisy 10%, somewhere around there. You know, the minority that screams the loudest thinks they'll win by having the loudest re.
Well, I kind of beg to differ. I think it's higher than that, and the reason why I say that, okay, and this is my personal statistics is okay, if you take 90% of all the drug dealers, all the gang members, all the drug addicts, all the prostitutes, basically all 90% of all criminals, I firmly believe has a mentality of it's everybody else's fault but mine. And that's my statistics that I personally see. Now I could be wrong. And I'll give that benefit. If you can prove me wrong, I'll go ahead and admit to it.
Well, I have an interesting perspective because I actually happen to attend a place where they treat dual diagnostic stuff, alcohol and mental health stuff. Granted, I'm in the minority there. I'm the only person I know who's had their child kidnapped to another fucking nation. And everyone else lost their kids to drugs, other shit. They fucked up. I had a bitter ex-wife that wanted to use a child for revenge. So that's fucked with my head and fucked with my life, naturally. So in New York, I've been able to get some help. But as I go through these classes and sit with these people, I always feel like a ringer, you know? Because I got common sense. I know you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. I know you be nice to people. I know you don't think about yourself. That's an empathetic person naturally thinks of others. But I hear a lot of my fellow peers blame themselves, not so much in the victim mentality. And you know, part of the process is trying to break the self-pity cycle. They feel like victims of their own stupidity, you know?
Okay, I can see that because I personally see that even in my life at times. I played that chord before, so I'll definitely admit to that.
And mind you, all of us are in the minority. The majority of this community is well-functioning, proper people working at Chick-fil-A, Target, whatever, what have you. We're just the people with social whatever brought us here. You know, I understand I might be the only jerk off who had his child kidnapped.
Well, actually, no, because see, my dad had a son that got kidnapped, and that was me. You're looking at someone that got kidnapped, and I'm someone's son. So you're definitely not alone. There's many of people. I mean, I know a white dude. I forgot his name in Jennings that kidnapped someone. I think he's doing jail time right now for it. You know, and so I mean, you're definitely not the only one. You know, and then not talking about all the sex traffickers that get kidnapped every single year. You know, so but yeah, I mean, I definitely understand what you were saying because you kind of counteracted the victim mentality, like the main. You know, when we say victim mentality, most time we think about how someone else did us harm and we blame the victim. But what about playing the victim towards our own selves? You know, our own guilt that we do wrong to our own self, and then we want to play a victim mentality towards our own selves. So I'm glad you brought that up because that plays a big role.
Yeah, I think the Amy Schumer types, the ones that are crying, we're a victim of the Supreme Court justice bullshit, or poor goddamn Trump is president, we're a victim. They're loud, but there's not a lot of them. That's why they don't have a lot of power. They get attention from the news media because another minority runs the news media, but it's just a different kind of minority that's screaming really loud, but there's not a lot of them.
Well, I still think about 90%. Like I said, this is just my, what I see personally around me, including even the ones that try to secretly try to hold back on it. I can see right through people, and I can see the ignorance that people try to play games, and try to act like they're more perfect than they really are. But you can see right through them, and 90% of people are hurting. That's like I said. This is what I firmly see. Like whenever I go to jail, 90% of everybody in jail is playing that mentality.
90%.
Again, 90% of the people in jail are playing.
Right, but how many people are in jail compared to the rest of our community?
Well, and the reason why we don't see it because we don't fellowship with our neighbors like we once did at one time. I never got. Well, I seen some of it.
Well, I know something.
Huh?
I know something about Louisiana and Texas. We're neighbor states, right? And Louisiana has the largest prison population in the nation.
Definitely.
For such a small state, that's incredible. Texas is the second largest. We're so much bigger, and we're just behind you in the prison population.
Man.
So, you know what it shows? It shows me that we both love to put people behind bars. We just really, really fucking love it.
Well, but the thing is, though, okay, to go back to the victim mentality, okay, we are easily say, oh, it's the system's fault. It's the system's fault. No. We got lazy and we quit fighting back in the day. And ever since we've been lazy, if we would have kept fighting against corruption and standing up for our rights, this wouldn't have never happened. So it's our fault. It's no one else's fault but ours.
That plays right into the number one thing I say about the pigs. The number one thing I say is that we have trained them to be cowards.
That's right.
The worst thing in the world is a coward with a gun, because he'll fire it wildly at his friends, at the enemy, at himself. And there's something else cowards fear. They fear exercise. That's why you see so many fat cops. It's because they are trained to be cowards. They're trained to be scared. Some sweat pouring off of me. It's so hard to work out.
I know, right? So, man, I know quite a bit of fat cops. They wouldn't even chase you. You know what they would do? Hop in their vehicle and run you over, like a coward. And it's not just regular citizens that are cowards. I've been watching. And I'm not going into too deeper details because that's not the subject that I'm listed here. But even preachers are cowards. Because they can't. They're too afraid to lose everything. They're afraid to do jail time. Like the next time I go to the sheriff's department, on the public sidewalk, next time they say it's a private sidewalk, I'm like, okay, good. Please violate my probation so I can bring people to Christ in jail, and I'll do my 6 months. I'm not even worried about it no more, because I'm gonna quit playing this victim mentality thing. Like I'm scared to lose everything. I don't have nothing anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel
I'm just done with all the, because they're gonna keep manipulating me until I just say, okay, fine, take me to jail. I'll do my jail time. When they start seeing that I'm not scared to go to jail and do my jail time, they'll probably stop bothering me because they know I'm not worried about going to jail no more. They're not getting to me no more.
And we speak about victim mentality here. I can tell you this: I've done 6 months innocent, 6 months guilty, but I don't have much crap about either one because it was a unique experience on the inside to do 6 months guilty and 6 months innocent. I know it from both fucking sides. And yeah, I can do time on my fucking head now. I don't fear fucking doing time. I've lost my son, the most important thing in my life, from Texas. I live in New York now because she kidnapped him to Canada.
Wait, who lives in New York now? You or
me?
You? Okay, I know you used to live somewhere else.
New Braunfels, Texas.
Okay, I thought you lived. Okay, I think I got you different from someone else. There's someone else that lived up in what did he say? He lived in Minnesota or something like that. But anyway, I got the wrong person. Sorry about that.
I live in Plattsburgh, New York now, right on the Canadian border. Just in case anything happens to my boy, I can hop the border and go see him in a hospital or whatever, what have you. You know, no one's going to stop me from seeing my son. And I don't care, no incarceration. I already did hop the border once because the ex-wife said she wanted to reconcile our marriage, and then when I got there, she had a boyfriend and shit. So that was fun. But I got to spend 28 days with my son, and after she called the police on, I got to spend 2 months in their detention center before getting kicked my ass back to fucking America.
Wow.
But
well, hold on one second. Does anybody on this live stream wants to try to change my mind on this topic? If anyone does, comment down there so we can end this live stream and get you on there. Because I want some other people to come in if they want to. All right, continue.
For sure. The point being is that I wasn't scared and I wasn't a victim of these things. You know, these circumstances happen, but I understand the ramifications and the risks. And I'm just one of many of us. And I don't consider myself anything other than average, you know?
Yeah, you know, like one of the things that you know, like I don't know, man. It's you know, that's something I'll have to do more understanding on. But you know, there was a time when people lay down their life to stand up for righteousness at all costs, whether it's to lose your house, your wife, your kids, everything. And they was willing to even die for standing up for righteousness. And now so many people saying, oh, I stand for righteousness, so I don't lie. That man, you're lying right now saying that, you know, because most people are too terrified to lose everything that they have. If you really think about it, we go buy $1 million mansion and it doesn't even belong to us. It still belongs to the government because we still paying taxes, right? So it's not even ours in the first place. So if you lose that, you ain't losing nothing anyway besides the $1 million that you were too stupid enough to pay for, you know? I mean, look at...
But there's a difference between standing up for righteousness and just claiming a victim card. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely.
There's a huge... I'd say the people that will stand up for righteousness are also on the other side of the spectrum, a minority. Whereas those that are just going to say, I'm a victim of my circumstances, government needs to take care of me, it's my mom's fault. I'd say those other people are on the other side of a different minority.
Yeah, you know, like a prime example, you know, I know I've written it down, but that guy, that mountain guy that got illegally arrested for living on his land. I seen that on Sims guy, the one that bounced to Mexico, the activist.
Gavin.
Yeah, Gavin. Sim or whatever, and that dude was willing to lose his everything he has. Everything he has. I seen that video. I'm like, that's what we need to start doing. That's what we need to do.
Yeah, Gavin is the shit. I love Gavin.
And if you really think about it, let's say in every city, a quarter of the people all stood up, had everything taken from them. You know how much money they would lose in this country? Because without that quarter from each city, that's a quarter of the city that's not paying property taxes no more, not paying no city water no more, not paying electricity. That's a lot of money gone out of the U.S. You know how much money the U.S. will lose?
Enough to put it into turmoil, that's for sure.
You see? So all they are doing, because if you look at it, greedy people set themselves for failure.
Oh shit, Southside! I didn't see Southside Slacker here.
Oh, he's been in the house.
Oh shit! I've got to go.
All right.
It was fun talking with you.
All right.
My other side. It was a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right, later, brother. All right, so let me start reading the comments. I read some, not everything. But anyone that wants to call in, please call in. This is turning out to be pretty cool. Do more in chat by chat. Okay. All right. So anyway, this is exactly what. This was one of the reasons why I wanted to start this, so I can. I believe this is gonna get me closer to some of my subs. I'm doing this to teach me a lot of things on how to talk, when to talk, if I should talk, what to say, when to say it, or how to say it, whatever. And so I'm actually seeing a benefit here, and I'm gonna start using y'all to teach me some things. Well, Southside, I think that a lot of people would. I guarantee if you would have died today, you know how many more activists would pop up because you died? I guarantee if I died, I guarantee a lot of people would pop up. I guarantee it. There's some places right here in Louisiana. In the near future, I'm going to go film knowing that I'm probably going to lose my life. And I'm okay with that. Because I know after I die, then people are going to start coming to Louisiana and start filming. It may not be the next day. It may not be the next week. Give it some time. Louisiana's going to get hit like crazy. Kind of like Oklahoma's getting hit right now. Louisiana's going to get hit too. But wherever I go and film, I guarantee I'm going to preach the gospel to those cops. You better believe it. I'm willing to lay it down. But I would like to see more people calling in and chit-chatting with me and try to prove me wrong. And there's other topics that I'm going to throw out there. I have one that I'm going to throw up. I know it's going to offend some people, but I know the reason behind what I'm doing. I think it'd be pretty cool. What's up, X-Ray? And I'll just go ahead and shout out everybody. So, hey, X-Ray, Southside, News Now Phoenix, B3 Production, No More Blue Isis, Russell. Okay. No more Blue Ices, man. I don't know if he's still on or not, but I do like that comment. The problem with most people is they don't take personal responsibility. And you're correct. News Now Phoenix says 60 to 75%. I disagree. I'm a criminal and drug user, never had a victim mentality, but I believe it depends on the generation if they have a victim mentality or not. Sup, Brandon? Not me. I've always that it was my own fault that I went to prison. Correct me, correct. I'm a victim of my actions, right? You can't deny the system has something to do with it. We hold responsibility also. Years of school indoctrination has taken our rights due to forced obedience, not because we don't fight, but because we've been indoctrinated. We can't fight back. Yeah, boy, that is no lie right there. For the last 6 generations, not true. They'll continue to arrest and incarcerate. People did use to lay their life down, but that's also when people would pick up the torch, rally behind them, and continue the movement. Now, if the government kills the leader, the organization disbands. That's why I'm not. If you want to chat, let me know. I'll chat about whatever. I don't get offended over. Hey, well, if you want to contact me on my Skype, it's under Cajun Auditor. Go ahead and hit me up. I would love to talk to you. It'll be the first time I actually talk to you more in person. So okay, what does this mean? Okay. Oh, you can actually do that kind of stuff on here? That's pretty neat. Yeah, so this actually turned out all right. Southside. All right, I'm gonna get a little bit more comfortable, y'all. Yeah, I'm actually waiting on a package too. I don't know when that package is coming. It's supposed to come today. Got another shirt, kind of like this, a scriptural shirt and a scriptural jacket that's coming to me. Yeah, get to get rid of some clothes out of my closet. I'm gonna get those. So this turning out to be pretty cool, man. I like it. Sooner or later it'll get bigger and bigger. So I guess I'll just I'll read some of the notes that I took down. It's not even a lot, but it says victim mentality is an acquired personality trait in which a person to recognize themselves as a victim of the negative actions of others. What's up, Trella the Wow Wow? Okay, so okay, I'm gonna start all over again. Victim mentality is an acquired personality trait in which a person to recognize themselves as a victim of the negative actions of others and to behave as if this were the case in the face of contrary evidence of such circumstances. Victim mentality depends on clear thought processes and attribution. In most cases, those with a victim mentality have in fact been the victim of wrongdoing by others or have otherwise suffered misfortune through no fault of their own. However, such misfortune does not necessarily imply that one will respond by developing a pervasive and universal victim mentality where one frequently or constantly realizes oneself to be a victim. Okay, the term is also used in reference to the tendency for recognizing one's misfortunes on somebody else's misdeeds, which is also referred to as uh, victimism. Victim mentality is primarily developed, for example, from family members in situations during childhood. Similarly, criminals often engage in victim thinking, believing themselves to be moral and engaging in crime only as a reaction to an immoral world, and furthermore, feeling that authorities are unfairly singling them out for persecution. In the most general sense, a victim is anyone who experiences injury, loss, or misfortune as a result of some event or a series of events. In essence, victim mentality is a method of avoiding responsibility and criticism, receiving attention and compassion, and evading feelings of genuine anger. So that's a piece of the notes that I saw. I'll be downloading that on a piece of paper and putting it in a little binder, um, and looking up some other stuff to go with that. And that way I can, next time I do a part two of this, I'll be a little bit more advanced. This was just a little, just kind of see how it works. Well, at least I have you in the contacts. So we'll get together and we'll talk more. And because I think this may advance my YouTube channel. Maybe not. If it doesn't, I'm cool. Me the people. What's up, me the people? I think that's the first time seeing you. If you've been on my live chat before, whatever. I do apologize for not seeing you. I see that comment, Russell. Um, but I've been watching Steven now I forgot the deal that thing, but that Steven guy that does that changed my mind, um stuff like that. I'm kind of copying off of him a little bit. So Steve Crowder. um so I do want to shout out to Steve Crowder. if you ain't to him, go check him out, subscribe to him. I should have said that from the get go. But I want to start doing some similar stuff like him. I'm nowhere near an expert like him. Probably never will. But I think this is going to strengthen me up. All right. What's up, Southside?
Hey, what's up, man? What are you doing?
Oh, just chilling.
Already, yeah. Well, I don't think I'm gonna try to change your mind 100% on the subject, but I'm gonna try to at least maybe change your perception of it. Because I kind of agree with you on the victim mentality, but I disagree on it being all of America. I feel it's a generational quality, not a national quality.
Okay, and how come you think that?
Okay, mainly because when I look at the older generation, okay, let's say my grandpa, my dad, the older cats, they're the people you were talking about that used to get up and fight for shit. You know what I'm saying? Like my grandpa fought in 3 wars, my great grandpa fought in like 2, 3 different wars. Like these were men that got out and had action. I don't think they had a victim mentality back then, and they're still alive today. Same thing with like my father, older generation, we'll say mid 50s. There are also a lot of them are a lot of patriotic, take action type of men and women, not even just men, but women as well. I feel that it kind of started with our generation actually with the victim mentality, and it comes into a few different reasons. One, I know that early on in my life, my parents tried sheltering me from a lot of things, which is kind of a hindrance to the progress of my mentality. So they sheltered me from some things. So as I got older and things started happening to me, you tend to think that why is this happening to me and shit like that. Then you got the next generation, we'll say like my kids, which are this younger millennial generation. And I know parents like myself, and I kind of feel like shit about it. And I corrected my mistake before it got too bad. But we tend to pamper our kids. I wanted to give my kids everything I didn't have, so I busted my ass, extra long hours, worked hard to give them everything I didn't, and it kind of made them spoiled, which is what I see is wrong with a lot of this generation. They became spoiled because people in our generation, me and you, can't cater to them because we didn't want our kids to go without. I grew up, no electricity, no water, eating fucking chicken and noodles, you know what I'm saying, at times. And don't get me wrong, there was a few times my kids had to go through that as well. But I pampered, my son was 10 years old with the latest smartphone, you know what I'm saying, rocking J's, you know what I'm saying, looking good. Me, on the other hand, I still flip phone, shoes I've been rocking a couple of years, and like that's the kind of shit I would do for them, I made sure my kids had before I did. And now that they're older, a lot of these kids don't know responsibility. They only know being taken care of and being pampered. So when the real world hits them with real responsibilities, hit them bills, rent, utilities, fucking all this other shit, they get overwhelmed, and it kind of becomes a victim mentality because they weren't prepared for this type of environment growing up. They were so used to being catered to, being given, being taken care of, that now that it's their turn to do the providing for themselves, they're being equipped for it. Like I said, I had to correct the mistake because my kids were heading down that path, but I checked that shit quick. My daughter's about to be 21 years old, been holding a full-time job down, moved out when she was 18. My son's 19 years old, making $2,000, like $2,000-$3,000 a month, got his own house and a girl taking care of himself. And I told them, I was like, and look at your friends. They're all out, selling, doing drugs, you know what I'm saying, hanging out with everybody, still living with mom, still asking for money. I go, but look at y'all are independent. You don't got to ask me for shit. I go, you got your own place, things of that nature. So it's not so much a national, nationwide thing, but a generational aspect. Because like I said, me, it's not and on top of that, I'm sorry, I'm going to backtrack a little bit. On top of the fact that people are like me and you, I'm not going to just say like me and you, but it's just our generation, because we're close to the same age. I'm going to figure you're like, what, 30, 33?
I'm 33.
Yeah, you see, so we're same age group. I'm 36. So people in our age group, besides spoiling our kids, I spent a good amount of time in the Texas Youth Commission, which is pretty much it's like the pen for kids here in Texas. I was in that bitch for about 8 or 9 years of my life, give or take. And all they did was teach kids in there that it wasn't their fault. That's all they did. So for 8 or 9 years, I was being told by counselors, by therapists, by the staff there that There's a reason why I acted up. There's a reason why I stole cars and did drugs. It's not my fault. They would tell kids, oh well, your parents are divorced. That's why you did drugs. Like in my case, I watched my dad beat my mom for several years. Several years, it was out of control. So when I started, my parents split up, the therapist told me, oh, okay, it's not your fault you do drugs and drink. It's because your dad beat your mom, and because your mom left him, now you feel vulnerable and alone, and you feel scared. So that's why you do drugs and break the law, because you want attention, not because you're a bad person, but because it's, basically it's not my fault. And I would constantly tell them, no, I did what I did. I wanted to get high. I wanted to drink. I was having fun. This is what I wanted to do. And they were like, no, it's not what you wanted to do. You were put there because of life, because of other people's actions is why you're doing that. So you got to think that, I said, I was in TYC. I'm 36 now. About a little over 20 years ago, I got put in 22 years ago when I got put in TYC, and I didn't get out 7 years, sorry, and I got out when I was 21. So 20 years ago, for the last 20 years, they've been teaching kids here in Texas that's not their fault. So you got all the kids that are my age that were in TYC with me that are now brainwashed by the state, believing that it's not their fault, that they're bad people. So it's also, there's that aspect too of indoctrination through incarceration, that when you get locked up, they teach you what they want you to know, so that way they could get you to follow the rules they want. So like I said, I believe you 100% that we're in a victim state of mind as what you see on TV. But everything you see on TV are these millennial Antifa type people. You know what I'm saying? People that don't take responsibility for their actions. That, okay, because like me, okay, not like me. Like, take Antifa, for example. There's plenty of video of Antifa 1 minute cussing the cops out and telling them they're pieces of shit and they're going to fuck them over. Antifa will go to somebody, attack them, but when they get attacked, they cry for the cops. Oh my God, you're going to jail. You're going to. That's that victim mentality. Like, if you provoke an attack and then you get attacked, don't call for the cops, except that ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you what, if I'm downtown one day and some Antifa motherfucker thinks they're going to get in my space and yell in my ear the way they do some of these fucking Republicans, these right-wing individuals, they're going to yell in my ear, that's assault, because I may have to go to the doctor now, get my ear checked because you blared that fucking soundboard 2 inches from my head. That's assault. So I'm going to beat the shit out of you. I have every right to defend myself. You are not going to cause me physical harm. You may not have put your hands on me, but the sound of you yelling 6 inches from my ear, that can damage my inner ear. So therefore, you are causing physical damage by your actions. I have every right to defend myself. But if somebody was to cry, oh my God, you just assaulted me, get the cops. But didn't you just spend 30 minutes telling the cops to fuck off? You didn't never need them? That's that victim mentality. It's that why me mentality, bro. It don't make no sense.
Yeah, like, man, it's I know person in my life, um let me see how to say that. I know I played a lot of this mentality, victim mentality, and most of y'all that's been supporting my channel and been watching me, y'all already know that I done played that victim mentality for so long. I played that blame game and blame my dad, blame everybody else. Everybody else did it. Well, if they didn't do this, what? The reason why I act the way I do it because they did this and they did that and they, and all this other stuff, instead of saying, okay, maybe they did mess up. Okay. I could have common ground on that. But did they point a gun to me and force me to do what I did? No. That was on me.
Right on. 100%. And that's what people don't understand. Like, people who play the victim are, in my mind, closely mentally connected to people like Hitler. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the kind of shit he did, man. He went on a whole genocidal spree because he didn't like someone, because he felt that he was mistreated as a child, because they had so much more than him and his poor mom had. So he had to be a bum and he had to fucking beg and he had to do all that shit. So when he got older, he had that victim mentality of, oh, it's the Jews' fault that I was poor. Well, it's not your dumb mom's fault for not getting their ass up and making some money. It's not your fucking whore of a mom's fault. Like, that mentality, that why me mentality, only breeds bad things for the future, bro. Because as these kids, dude, that's who we have to look forward to take care of us. All these kids that are crying and running around Why me? Why me? These are the kids that are going to be in political offices in 15 years from now, making laws and shit like that that's going to dictate how our country sways to. So we got to be real fucking scared about that, man, because all these kids that are, and not even just the kids, everybody, all the men, all the women, all these fucking movements, the Me Too movement, the Black Lives Matter movement, all these fucking movements are just ways to divide us and keep us off of the bigger fucking picture of everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Like, you know, like that's all any of it is. The whole Kavanaugh thing, like, don't get me wrong, I wanted Kavanaugh to be already get his seat already, but that whole ordeal about Kavanaugh was just smoke screens to keep people like us unaware of what's going on behind the scenes. How many laws and ordinances got passed while they were fucking parading around with the Me Too thing and with the Antifa thing? Like, y'all go back and look at everything that the president and the Congress and everybody has passed over the last year, and I bet it coincides with every big news media. Like, oh my God, this kid, this Antifa kid got beat up by a cop, or this fucking.
And it was just one big old setup too, you know, like the government knows how to distract us.
Oh, 100%.
You know, and that's why they're following us on social media. They know what we do the most, and that's what they're gonna give us, so they can pass these laws. And then when those laws come to pass, we want to be like, oh, it's everybody else's fault. It's everybody else's fault. No, it was our fault for not getting involved.
I was saying people really gotta be worried too, man, because right now, big hot issue right now is gun control, and I know a lot of people are on either side, and I'm not gonna try to sway anybody to believe how I believe on gun control. But when you think about gun control, think about this, man. The first thing the government has to do to ensure that it can take over its people as peacefully as possible is disarm them and take away any form of education or knowledge. Why do you think the first thing the Nazis did was fucking round up weapons and books? That's the first thing they do, man, because you want to take away anybody's ability to defend themselves. And the two most powerful things we have to defend ourselves is knowledge and guns.
Hold on 1 second, Southside. Hold on 1 second. My package just got delivered. It's not gonna take long. So let me go retrieve that package, and I'll be right back.
I'm just on here ranting. My bad. I don't even know if anybody's on here watching. I'm talking a little bit until they get back. But that's what it is, man. Like I said, I'm gonna rant a little bit, and y'all are probably disagreeing with some of my political views, but it is what it is. I ain't mad at you. You know, like I said, Republican, Democrat, it don't matter, man. Two wings to the same bird. They both of them flying to the same destination. You know, just one of them is doing it a little more blatantly than the other. I can't see. I wonder if I could even see who's commenting. Oh shit, I can read the comments. Check that out. Yeah, there you go. Me, the people that I didn't realize I could still read the comments. I'm on my phone. I'll tell you what, these new notes, man, pretty advanced. But yeah, they want to take the knowledge and they take the guns, man. And once they do that, because look at the indoctrination that's taking place in our schools. Like here in Texas, man. We don't teach about the Texas Revolution. We don't teach about none of that shit hardly anymore. We don't teach the Constitution, Texas or American, because they're pretty much the same thing. What's up, gatekeeper? You know, knowledge is key, man. That's why I taught my kids to question everything, man. To always do your own research.
Yeah, I'm back.
After what you see, and what you hear. You know, even if I tell my kids, like, I'll tell them what I know to be 100% fact. I know for fact. But I'll still tell them, don't take my word for it. Do your own research.
All right, I'm back, Southside.
Already.
All right, my package finally got delivered, man. Yes. So anyway, yeah, man, you definitely have a good point there. With taking away our guns and our knowledge and wisdom, so that way we can't defend for ourselves. So yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. And the key way they do it, and a lot of people don't realize it, man, is here in Texas, your taxes are differentiated within your school district. So that means they don't take all the school taxes and spread them out equally throughout the city. Like they'll take, let's say, a wealthy area, Judson ISD, man, very wealthy area. All their tax money stays inside of that independent school district. So of course they've got all the flourishing programs, the pre-college and all this and that, and learn a trade, and they teach you things. And I'm not mad at that. But then when you get to an area like mine here on the south side, Harlandale, which is a fine district, don't get me wrong, but one of the smaller ones in the city, we just recently got a pre-college school in the last 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like we're barely coming on up. And I'm not mad at that, but they wonder why areas aren't as thriving when it comes to graduation rates and college advancing, like people advancing on to college. Like I'm never one to say a person's a product of the environment, but I am one to say the environment is a product of the person. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't deny that where you live, you do take a little bit of where you live and it becomes you. But I've known many people to come out of areas worse than mine and do great things for themselves. So anybody that says, oh man, I'm a product of my environment, but you just didn't try hard enough, bro. Because there's a lot of people that get out and do great things from worse areas than mine. But it's hard for us to, given the fact that the tax money, which should be equally distributed, you know, I mean, shit, Obama preached for years about distribution of wealth. The tax money, which should be equally distributed to help better the future of our kids, isn't. So certain tax dollars benefit certain school districts, and that's one way they keep us down. The poor communities in San Antonio, that's one way they keep us uneducated, because if the tax money isn't there, then the programs aren't there. There's no extracurricular activities, there's no trade schools. Like McCullum used to offer 5, 6, 7 different trades, and they offer 2 or 3 now. You know, it's slowly diminishing each year what each school offers around.
All right, hold on for a second. Hey, Miss Teresa. I just got a text message from PNP News. He is in the emergency room with his wife, so I don't know what's going on. So be praying for whatever's going on.
Oh, definitely.
So to give anyone else the benefit of the doubt, if anyone else wants to call me, if you already have my cell phone number, you can call me and try to change my mind about America being a victim mentality, have a victim mentality. If you don't already have my phone number, you can hit me up on Skype at Cajun Auditor, and you can do a live call. If you want to do a live call, comment so we can shut this live stream down, me and Southside Slacker, so we can give other people a chance to comment or to talk to me. So
yes, sir.
Okay, so Miss Teresa, to me, sorry about that, says that PNP News wife had surgery not long ago. So hopefully everything goes well, and she's back and running again. So anybody else wants to make this phone call with me and chit chat with me, please comment below.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll cut it short and wipe it deep if anybody else wants to get up on here.
Yeah, that's why I'm just giving a couple of shout outs, and if I don't hear nothing, we'll just keep on talking or whatever we need to do.
Let's see, what Bama's right there. I was just about to say that I don't even think it's just America, Cajun Boss. I think the world has a victim mentality right now.
Yeah. You know, I'm just kind of using, this as a little platform.
No doubt, because especially here in America, I don't want to say we are a victim mentality. It's a victim society, man. We're always looking for someone to save. There's always somebody we got to protect or somebody we got to save. So not only do Americans themselves play the victim, but we also try to play the hero quite often when we ain't even got our own shit together.
Now that's a good point of view. That's we like to want to go and save people, and at the same time we trying to save others. We need saving ourselves.
Exactly. I used to tell my kids that all the time, man. Like, I don't get me wrong, I'm all for helping somebody else. But two things: if they ain't helping themselves, they ain't getting my help. And if I can't afford to help myself, I can't afford to help them.
Yeah, and that's definitely true, and I can see that a little bit even in my past life, and like, well, if people would help me out, I could do more, but in
Hey,
reality, I have to do for myself as well, point blank.
listen, and part of this victim mentality in this nation, this world today, is that as well, man. Like, have you ever, like, I know I've been approached by people offering help, and I'd be like, well, I can't do it, and they kind of gave me like an ugly look or kind of like catch their attitude. I just want to smack the shit out of them, like, bitch, don't get mad because I can't help you. You should have helped yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
It's weird, but I have a high sense of faith though. That's what keeps me grounded.
I tell you what, man, from the first time I've seen your YouTube channel until now, you definitely changed a lot, man.
Right?
It's an
Yeah.
awesome thing, to see you going from, including me. I was in the same boat as you. F the police, F the police, that, and being quick about it too. Like, whoa, and then, and now it's like I know I flipped the script, and I think it's really cool, because when I started, believe it or not, I thought I was gonna go down to 500 subscribers after I post the first Bible stuff on this channel. I was like, yep, I guarantee I'm gonna go down to probably about 500 subscribers. And I was shocked that I did. I lost a few, and I'm like, I was kind of confused. Like, I haven't lost all these people. Like, what's up with this? And little by little, I still don't know why, and I'm not gonna explain why I think it's why, but it is what it is. And I think people are just seeing, maybe people are just seeing a difference in me, and maybe I'm a little bit more calmer, or I really don't know, and it doesn't really make 2 cents on why people still supporting me. They are because they are, and I don't need to have a reason why y'all are still supporting me. But I definitely appreciate each and every one of my subscribers for sticking with me, even though I was playing the victim mentality and all this crazy stuff, and and the people that stuck with me, all the way to the end. I appreciate that.
And I ain't gonna lie, man. Me, the people just made a good point right now. I kind of think I agree with him a little more. Rather than it being a victim mentality, it's an entitled mentality. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those. Like when I sit at home and I with my son, like I do talk shit, about Americans being better than everybody else, man. Like my son the other day, he just went and spent, not the other day, but a little while ago, spent like $400 on a tattoo. The next day was like, man, I just can't believe I spent $400 on a tattoo, blah blah blah. And I was like, hey man, that's the point of being American, bro. We got that disposable income. You work hard for it. It's your money. If you want to throw that shit away, that's the benefit of being an American. We can do that. So I feel like it could be that. It could just be more of a superiority mentality than anything else. And then because we feel we're better than everyone, when we don't get our way or what we feel we deserve, it's like we kind of feel like disrespected or snubbed. And it's kind of like a rich old lady who isn't getting what she wanted. She ain't having that. She ain't playing that. She's gonna get what she wants. So that's kind of, I feel like maybe that's what it is. That it's the fact that we're so used to getting our way and being entitled that when it comes across the opposite, they don't know how to handle it. So hey, fuck yeah, I like that. Me, the people. That's a good way of looking at it. I'm gonna start thinking about that.
Yeah, that's what, I think that'd be pretty a pretty good topic in the future, about having that mentality of I'm better than you, because we have a title, whether it's a well, you know what, dude, I got 1,500 subscribers, bro. I'm better than most people, you know, or it could be a cop or firefighter or whatever it may be. You know, sometimes that job title brings in this pride and we think we're better than the world, you know, and it's like,
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Because I can't even, man, like they say, man, absolute power corrupts. Absolutely, man. I tell people all the time, they'd be like, oh, if you were president, what would you do? I said, man, I don't even know what I do, man. All that power, I can't sit here and say that I'd be a good man and make the country a better place. Fuck all that, man. I get that power. Who knows what the fuck I'm capable of doing? You know, I know I come from a meager background, you know, poor background, but that don't mean when I get some power that shit, I ain't finna just throw my fucking weight around and start fucking, you know, having dick measuring contests with everybody. So, you know, absolute power corrupts. Absolutely, man. Like, nobody's above being corrupted by power. Nobody, man. So, I mean, like, that's why you just got to take this shit with a grain of salt. I mean, because even like you said, even us as YouTube guys, like, look at all the bickering inside the community that's been happening. I'm not going to bring up any names or anything like that, but if you notice, like, you got some heavy hitters that are saying things, and there's some light hitters, like heavy hitters in the sense of subscribers, like you said. You got some people with a lot of subscribers saying some things, and people with fewer subscribers saying other things, but the people with the bigger subscribers are swinging their dick around like, well, I've got more weight. You know what I'm saying? So it's in any community with a little bit of power and recognition comes corruption, regardless. You know, like, everybody is susceptible to being corrupted no matter what they say. They can swear to you up and down that they're better than that, but there isn't a person in this world that, when given the opportunity to have power and have control, wouldn't abuse it given the circumstances.
Oh, I know I would. That's one of the reasons why, you know, I know I can go make $2,000 a month, but if I'm not financially stable with what I have, what's gonna happen if I make $2,000 a month? You know, I may not get very prideful the first month, but give it some time and watch what's gonna happen.
Oh, my boy, man, he throws in his homeboys' faces all the time, bro. Anytime they fucking start talking crazy, he's like, what you talking about, man? They'll be like, oh, I got this, I got that. Be like, man, what you talking about, man? I'm making $2,000-3,000 a month, got my own place, man, about to get a car. Like, he's quick to fucking throw it out there to his boys, like, throw it in their face, like, man, y'all motherfuckers over here, you know, pushing dime bags and shit, pushing 20 bags, and I'm over here making real money, you know what I'm saying? And it goes into what Russell said, man, because I'm reading the comments as well. I agree with you 100%, Russell. I feel like Americans are the hardest working, like, individuals in the world, man. Like, when you go look at the time period during the early steel boom here in America, man, like, you can't tell me that the reason American shit costs more isn't because of the quality we put into it. Our steel is some of the best steel in the world. You know what I'm saying? All our craftsmanship is some of the best craftsmanship in the world. You know, save a few countries or even regions, you know. So that, I feel like that goes into the pride too, because I'm very prideful, especially when it comes to it, man. Like, that shit ain't no joke. I tell my boss all the time, man, it's quality over quantity, because I build roofs, I build houses, and they want us to push out as much as we can. And sometimes he don't like my numbers, but I tell him, man, I'm not about to put something out there I wouldn't live in. If I don't like the way that shit looks, it ain't getting spent. Same thing when I was a baker. Same thing when I was a fucking when I did propane. Like, every job I've ever had, I don't give a shit what the boss wants. If it don't pass my inspection, it ain't getting sent out. You know, I'm very, very prideful in my work and hold my head very high. You know what I'm saying? So,
and I think every worker should have that mentality. Southside. Now, one of the things I want to comment in the comments. Thank you, Bama Camera, for your comment. But he says, I watch most auditors on YouTube, but I hate when people start telling them you're a god and all that. Now, to back up slightly, that was one of the things I got really ticked off in the auditing deal, because I seen certain people that was worshipped as a god, you know, and that, even though they made great content, but if you get to the point where you're prideful, you know, like I literally watch, and I'm not bad mouthing the person, okay, in any way, shape, or form. He does what he want to do, and that's cool. But when I start seeing hypocrisy, that really pushes me away from those type of auditors. Now,
Oh, definitely.
thank goodness that this auditor that I haven't seen anything like this in such a time, but at one time, and if he's changed, awesome. I appreciate the you changing and all that. But to go back a little bit, here he's holding the cops accountable for breaking the law, but then you'll see him riding a bicycle and breaking the law too. And it's like, okay, well, what's up with that? You know what I'm saying? So now you're pushing me away from you, because you have this pride, right? And don't get me wrong, I had a lot of pride in my auditing too. I was one of the prideful auditors, and anyone can say I was one of them. And if you would have told me that back then, I'd have got mad at you for telling me that. And now
Right on.
I've changed a lot, and I realized that I was wrong. Even in some of my videos, yeah, legally, I'm innocent of my charges. But guess what I had to think about? If I would have listened to most of y'all and I would have fought it and I would have given up my evidence instead of having this victim mentality where that lawyer's making almost $300 an hour, he should go look up my YouTube channel and he should do all the work. Well, now I lost my case because of my pride. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not innocent of those charges, but because I didn't put the work into it, I got prideful and lost the cases. Point blank.
Amen.
So,
Oh yeah.
anyway, I know I haven't seen anybody comment and make a comment that they want to chit chat with me. But that's okay. We'll just
That's it. I'll wrap it up about. I'll wrap up about whatever, man. Whatever you want to chop it up about. So someone else wants to get on, man.
It's either that or
And I'll tell you what, man.
Huh?
Oh, go ahead, and then I'll go after you. Go ahead.
No, I'll let you go. I'll listen to what you have to say.
Okay, I was gonna. It's off of what Russell just put, that the after the love life. I'll tell you what changed my life, man. That's what it was. I even had to tell my brother. I used to wake up a lot of times already upset at the world, already aggravated. You know what I'm saying? Like already with the chip on my shoulder. I used to wake up like that, and I would wonder why everyday bad shit would happen and why things wouldn't go my way. But what I started doing, man, is I started waking up every day, man. First thing I'm thankful for is I'm thankful to wake up. Every day I start off in a positive mood. No matter what happens to me, man, I can wake up in the morning and find my dog shit in the hallway and I stepped in it. Yeah, I'm gonna be mad for a second, but I'm gonna brush it off and be like, you know what, whatever, that's cool. It ain't no big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when the cops fuck with me, man, and I'm sitting in magistrate, I'm not sitting in magistrate mad, wishing they would die. Man, I'm taking a nap in magistrate, buying my time waiting to get out, not even mad anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's also a mentality change. If love life, man, that's it, man. I got my own personal connection with my Lord and Savior, and I changed my mentality to start being thankful and loving life. I swear to you, man, my life has gotten better. Do I still have hardships and trials? I sure do, man. I'm still living check to check. I'm still having to struggle to pay bills, but I'm not mad at that, man. I'm thankful to be alive. I'd rather be alive and homeless than be dead any day. You know what I'm saying? Like, life is a blessing in itself, and if people got to learn that life is the gift. Life is the blessing. Everything that comes from it is of your own actions and your own doing. But life itself is what God has blessed you with. You make it whatever you choose to make it. If you wake up every day mad at the world and think everyone's out to get you and wonder why bad things happen, you brought that into fruition. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else. Again, I'm gonna preach on a little bit, and I don't mean to preach. I'm not trying to swear nobody to God, nothing like that.
Hey, bro, it's your freedom of speech, my brother.
That's what I'm saying, but people always start to be like, oh man, you're trying to preach, trying to turn me. No, by no means. I just always talk about, I can only express how I feel and what I know. You know what I'm saying? So, it's my own personal relationship with God that got me to see better and to see straight and to wake up. Because like I said, when you wake up every day mad, God has given power to our words. So if I wake up every day and I say, man, something bad's going to happen today, I've just created that bad thing to happen by speaking that.
Exactly.
I've called in from work. I don't ever call in from work and be like, hey, I'm not gonna make it today because my son's in the hospital. I would never do that for the simple fact is my words have power. What if my son gets into a car wreck and gets in the hospital that day? I did that. You know what I'm saying? So first thing I do when I wake up every day is I'm thankful to be alive, man. I'm glad to be awake. It's gonna be a beautiful day. It's gonna be a great day. And then from there, usually they are. Usually they're great days. But it's all like I said, you don't even have to believe in God to do this, but it's all on your mentality and on how you start the day and on how you express your feelings. If you're always mad and butthurt, bad things are always going to be around you. Surround yourself with negativity. Don't be surprised when negativity comes your way. Surround yourself with positivity. Don't be surprised when good things start happening to you. You know what I'm saying? Like you're like I said, a kind of that product of the environment, but you are the environment. You're creating the environment. You know what I'm saying? The environment is a product of you and your actions and your thoughts and your beliefs. You know what I'm saying? Because if everyone in my neighborhood all got on a good mentality and a peaceful mentality, my neighborhood would be peaceful. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say that my neighborhood is causing people to be bad. No, these people are causing my neighborhood to be bad. That's what's happening. My neighborhood doesn't call my neighborhood can't affect anybody, but they can affect my neighborhood.
Yep. That.
So I'm just ranting and shit, man. So my bad.
No, it's no big deal. You know, like last week I went to I went to Fightingville, where they just had a stabbing, the day
How you
before.
doing, Rose? I didn't even see.
Huh?
I was just saying hi to Tex Rose. I didn't even see the comment.
Oh, okay. And you know, and I'm just out. My intentions was just to go sit in a particular spot and just read the Bible. That's it. You know, I wasn't intention to make it into a little platform and start speaking God's word. And you know, my God inspired me to do what He wanted me to do, and had a great outcome. I was actually impressed. I thought people was, especially like the drug dealers in the gang. Well, I need to stop saying gang members down here because they're all fake. If I'm a firm believer, if you didn't get initiated in California, New York, you fake. That's just my freedom of speech. And you know, I really thought one of these.
Disagree. If you want to act real fast, if you want to actually take on gang history, if you weren't put down in New York, because the first gangs in America actually were created in New York by the Irish orphans on the streets that didn't have anybody. So the first original gangs in America actually come from New York, not from California.
Yeah.
They were Irish orphans.
And you're definitely correct. For as like the big gangs, like the mafias, you know, things of that nature. Now, for as like the Crips and Bloods, because we have a lot of little fake Bloods in Louisiana and fake Crips.
Yes. We got them here too.
Yeah. You know, so I guess I should reword some of my and this is the reason why I'm using this platform on this channel to get better ideas on how to speak and the way I should speak. So, like I said, I'm using y'all as my teachers, and not me being your teacher.
Oh man, we're part of I'm a part of the Me Too movement now. I'm being used. I feel offended.
I love it. I love it, man. Dude, that's gonna be another topic that we will speak on, because I see that. Whereas well, I'm offended, so I want you arrested.
Yeah.
You know, like Steve Crowder is talking about that we can't say the word color in the public anymore.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I'm gonna say that because
God forbid. Let's say God forbid we say that in public. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, because now it's like a racist comment. Actually, that's not even a racist word, because if you take the crayons, you know, there's colors in there, right?
Yeah.
So I think that came along before I could be wrong. I probably am, but it's just it's stupid. Like when did
Oh yeah.
okay,
And
like
then
that video. If you watch that video on my YouTube channel, I don't know if I put that on private or not. But whenever I went and videotaped the uh that hospital type thing, and that white security guard tried to play that offended thing majig, and I said, well, hold on, okay, are you married? Yes, I am married. And do you offend your wife and your wife offends you? And he was like, oh, I don't want to speak about all that. He walks off. Well, come on, all this offense thing, it's bull. It's nonsense.
especially hell yeah, and especially for like someone like me, because like okay, first of all, I don't believe in political correctness. Political correctness is just a way for them to stifle the First Amendment. But I don't believe in hate speech though. But at the same time, like I grew up in a time where the term retard, retarded was the actual medical term for a person with a mental deficiency. But now, if I use the word retard or retarded, I'm an asshole. Same thing with like that. Like if I see and see, I hate to say it, but like if I see a black man walking down the street, if I say, oh look, there's a person of color, or there's that black guy right there, instantly it's like, well, why do you got to say the black guy? You know what I'm saying? Well, I need a way of describing this individual to you because you cannot see this individual. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason. So maybe I chose to say black. I don't get mad when people refer to me, as, well, look at the white guy over there, this and that. Like, it's a way of description. Like, if I said please excuse my language. I don't mean this in any way. It's just an example. If I was to say, oh, I'm talking about that nigger over there. Well, clearly that is a fucking hate speech, and I'm using it to fucking degrade this individual and demean him as a human being. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, okay, let's say I'm gonna use you and me as an example. Okay, let's say that we both are like the coolest little homeboys around, and we both each calling each other the N-word, right? And then someone calls us the N-word, but we get offended. Well, hold on, wasn't we calling each other the N-word before they did to us?
Oh yeah, I agree.
I mean, come on.
But it's also too on how you say it, because I'm somebody who outside of YouTube, only because I know on this platform it's not acceptable for everybody to. You would think that I'm I'm a professional rapper as much as I drop N-bombs. Like I'm not even gonna front. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I use that as a term of endearment. You know what I'm saying? The way others do. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in highly African American areas, so. You know what I'm saying? Do I say that it's right that I use it? By no means. Each person has their own opinion on that word and how and if it should ever be used. But like me personally, like if I'm talking to my brother, I'm gonna tell him, hey, what's up, my nigga? How you doing? What's going on? I'm not gonna say the hard ER at the end, like, because there is a distinction between both of those words. One of those words is used to demean and degrade a race, whereas in the other word is used as a term of endearment. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I said, I know people in society aren't ready to hear a white man say that word. So I choose to not say that on any platform, any professional or otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying you have to condone my use of it. By no means. If you want to say that it's wrong that I use it, you have every right to believe that. Every right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely your freedom of speech, your right to opinion.
And I'm not going to hate if you go. Yeah, like if you blast later, oh, Southside Slackers are racist. He's always dropping the N-bomb. Hey, if you want to say whatever, say what you want. I'm not going to get mad, not you personally, but whoever. Like, say what they want. I'm not going to get mad at them. That's their right. But I do believe that there is hate speech and shit like that, man. And I don't condone that by no means.
Yeah, but I mean, Steve Crowder, if you watched his video, he knocked down a bunch of so-called hate speech and said that's not even hate speech.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, though, man. There is such thing as hate speech, because even me, there doesn't have to be an African. I'm not even gonna say African American, because I hate that term. I hate when people put African, Mexican, Chinese. We're all American. But if I see, there doesn't even have to be a black man near me. But if I hear someone use that word in a racially derogatory term, I'm gonna get mad and offended, and I will confront them, because that is hate speech. There is such thing as hate speech. Anytime, like I said, we may differ on this, but anytime you use a term to demean, demoralize, degrade, or any other form of socially minimizing a person's existence, that is hate speech. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm Irish. I'm Irish and Indian. I wait for the day that the cops tell me they're going to put me in the paddy wagon so that way I can slap a fucking hate crime on them. You know what I'm saying? I wait for that day. Every time I get arrested and I see him, I wait for the cop that identifies the wagon as a paddy wagon. Because the minute they identify it as a paddy wagon, the city's ass is in a sling. Because that is a racial slur. You know what I'm saying? If anyone was to come up to me and make a comment like, hey, your back still looks wet. Well, I'm going to take that as hate speech and I'm going to get offended real fast and I'm going to beat the shit out of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is such thing as hate speech. When you use something, you know, to chop down a person at the knees for nothing more than their race, sex, or religion, that's hate speech. Like in our case, we believe in Jesus. You know how much I heard, you know, from different religions that would talk shit about me and talk shit to me about my beliefs, and I would constantly get into fights when I was locked up. You know what I'm saying? Because that is hate speech, man. You don't have to agree with me, but that doesn't mean you have to demoralize me in front of others and shit like that. Like I said, so I do and don't agree with hate speech. I'm not politically correct, and I think certain words shouldn't be on there. Like I said, like retard, black, colored, things like that. Like these aren't hate speech words. These are descriptive words of identifying something.
Yeah, you know, and it shouldn't be, and especially if you're gonna, especially if there's a group of people that, and I was one of them. Like me, whenever I was a middleman / drug dealer, that's the term. Like I used to be able to call black people the N word like it was no tomorrow, and nothing would ever happen. Like they wouldn't get offended. They wouldn't want to knock my teeth down my throat and whatnot. Now it's a little bit different, you know. But I think what happened was, I benefited them. I was buying drugs from them, so as long as I'm doing business with you, it's cool. But if we're not doing business, now I'm racist, or I shouldn't be saying that. You know, not.
And I'm not for that. I'm not for everything being hate speech. Yeah, I agree with you. That's people being stupid. Those are just individuals being stupid and not understanding what the true definition of hate speech is. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you going up to someone and be like, hey, what's up, my nigga, man? Let me get this bag. That's not hate speech. But you going up to someone and be like, hey, what's up, coon? Let me get that bag from you. Like, that's hate speech to me.
Yeah, and it's funny. And I won't speak too much about this because I'll make this another topic later down the road. But you know, it's funny how when a white person says something offensive to a black person, it's not okay. But when they call us coons and everything else, it's legit, and it's not.
Hey, you're preaching to the choir. That's something that's a subject that I haven't touched on the YouTube platform yet, because I don't know if society's ready to gauge that, because they're going to tell us that now we're playing the why me card. Like, oh, well, now you're saying poor white people. Well, first of all, you want to get technical. I'm Irish. So you look into the history, Irish have never been considered really white. They're always the lower class white that get treated beneath other white people. So first of all, I'm Irish, so don't come at me with that. I personally have never owned a slave. I personally have never condoned slavery. I personally have never partook in any type of racist action or activity. So by no means should I be held accountable for something that happened in the past.
Exactly.
So that's first off. So they're going to tell you that oh, well, you don't get to feel offended because of what your race did in the past. Well, first of all, I'm not accountable for my race. I'm accountable for myself. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with you wholeheartedly that there is a double standard in this world, not even just in America, in this world, but predominantly in America, where the white man's voice has been stifled due to his actions in the past. But yet nobody else's actions will be held to them, because, I mean, we're not the only ones that have done wrong. When you look at the history of slavery, a lot of people don't realize the first slaves in America were European prisoners. You know what I'm saying? We first used whites as our slaves. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not condoning slavery. That's going to...
yeah, definitely.
No, I'm not condoning slavery. There's even Muslims to the day that still use African Americans as slaves. To the day, America is the only nation in the history of the world that has freed African American blacks. You know what I'm saying? We are the only nation ever to officially give them freedom with no chance of slavery. Like I said, there's still Muslims to the day that still use African American or Africans, not African Americans, but Africans as slaves. but that's not in an uproar, you know.
And check this out. Since we're on that subject, now I don't
And
know
you're right. And
the statistics to the T, but there's a lot of black pimps out here that are pimping a lot of white folks out.
yeah,
Including even in prison, there's a lot of white people that are sex slaves in
oh
there.
yeah. I said people don't realize how in prison that how much control the so-called minorities have. Like, because again, there is no minority in America. It's regional, depending on minority.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
here in Texas, here in San Antonio, where I'm at, whites are the minority. But if you were to go to Houston, whites and blacks would be whites and Mexicans would be the majority because it's a predominantly black city. We're a predominantly Mexican city. Austin is a predominantly white city. So even by region, the minority will change. It's not a definite across the board. So yeah.
And then like most prisons, like most like big prisons that I'm aware of. I've never been in prison, so I can't say to the T, but most like big prisons, whites are not minority, neither are blacks, it's others.
Yeah.
And then like in LPCC, like Lafayette Parish Correctional Center, blacks are the minority, not the whites.
That's exactly. That's like it's a regional aspect. The word minority. So we can all claim the minority card depending on where you live. You know, like it's that has no weight in it in anything. But and I don't want to say that just because that the alleged minorities, Hispanics and blacks, just because they are highly populated in these prisons, by no means am I saying that as a race they are bad, because I do believe that society is still the government, because the government is still the same government that was created in 1776 when slavery and racism was still an acknowledged part of life. I feel like that's been embedded in our system. So I do agree that the high incarceration of all races, but especially the what's deemed to be lower races by high society in America, they are falsely imprisoned in large amounts.
Yeah, definitely.
So that there's a reason why that they're filled with more black males and women, and more Hispanic males and women than any other race. So it sounds like when you talk about this subject being a white person, it's touching, man, because instantly they think that we're condoning what was. But by no means am I condoning what was. I'm just wondering, why are you condemning for what was? You get what I'm saying? Like that's
why are these before I keep on going, let me go run to the bathroom right quick, y'all. It's not gonna take long, and we'll finish this conversation up.
I don't know if any of that would have been heard. I might have just had my fucking mic cut off. But like I was saying, it's hard. Yeah, I can see it now, man. It's hard for me to hear you, though. But like I was saying, I apologize if I was ignoring comments a little bit there. But it's hard for someone like me or Casey or anybody else that has white descent to talk about subjects that are race related, because we're automatically looked at the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, by no means by defending myself as a half white, half Indian individual doesn't mean that I condone anything that happened. That, you know what I'm saying? Anything that happened, I don't condone none of that shit. But why am I being, not just me, let me rephrase it, I'm not, why are other individuals being condemned simply because of the color of their skin? When you're asking us to not do that, why is it being done? But that's a subject for another time, you know, like you said, if people could talk about this without getting offended, getting hurt, and just having an open dialogue, hey man, I'm down to do that. But it's hard to do that. It's hard to find people that are willing to stay open-minded and object into the conversation, you know? Because I love to debate. I'll fucking debate about anything. But it's hard for me to find someone to debate with that doesn't get upset and aggravated and won't want to fight. Because I'll take it there too. We can debate, we can talk, but we can knuckle up. It don't matter to me. But yeah, modern day slavery is prisons. I mean, that's why I'm saying, like, it's slavery was instilled in the government from its creation. You know, like our country was founded by slave owners, and I tell people, I say, and I'm not saying they're bad people. That was a different time. You know, that's what was accepted. Right? You mean to tell me if you were around 200-300 years ago when slavery was around, you would have been the one person to stand up and say no and fight? I highly doubt that. I highly doubt you would fall in line with the rest of society and just, you know, either if you had slaves, you partook, or if you didn't, you just ignored it. You know, so we could sit here, we're all Monday morning quarterbacks, all of us. We're all Captain Hindsight. We're looking at it 200 and something years later, talking about what we would have done and how things should have been. Well, I mean, that's easy to do. It's easy to look at say what needs to be corrected rather than focus on the future and fix what can be fixed now. You know.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and shut this live stream off, y'all. Appreciate everyone that participated in this, whether you called in or not. Appreciate everything. We will do another change my mind later down the road, and we'll continue this with a different subject. I'm proud of each and every one of y'all for what y'all do for y'all's community and the support that y'all support us. And I'm proud of y'all, and y'all have a good day. I'll see y'all later. And I'll talk to you later, Southside Slacker. We'll definitely chit chat. I'll keep you. I think that this thing is gonna keep you locked in or whatever. So we'll, if you want to talk again or whatever, we'll talk. And so
just hit me up sometime. I usually work during the days, but you know, just hit me up sometime.
All right, I'll definitely do that, Southside. And y'all have a good day, and we'll do this again at another time. Bye-bye.